Hello, beautiful soul. Samantha here, and this is my December 2025 Ascension Energies update. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you, as always, for listening and watching and being here with me, especially those of you that have been with me for a long time and we walked through 2025 together. As we close off this year, I just want you to know how much I deeply appreciate you, and I'm sending you so much love. And this is where together we discover our soul's ascension journey through chakra archetypes, nature's medicine, and cosmic events. December's theme is about being in the flow. And December's ascension energies are going to take us to a whole new level of soul expansion. The chakra focus we have this month is on the heart chakra, the fourth chakra, as well as the 10th gold star chakra up in our vibrational field. And it's about soul expansion, as I said, and moving more into the flow of life, tapping more into our divine creativity, manifesting our skill sets, divine oneness, and as well more upliftment and spiritual harmony. Now, in order to activate that 10th star chakra, we go through advanced purification. Now, you're probably saying, okay, Samantha, we've been going through that for quite a while, especially since September. Yes, I know. However, as we move into December, we're still going to be purifying. And as of November 30th, the largest sunspot to date in sun cycle 25 is turning towards Earth. So that may mean we're going to get a lot more stronger solar flares, some geomagnetic storms, as well as radiation. So just know that that may be coming in on top of the cosmic events I'm going to talk about that are going to give us that sense of advanced purification through the heart more than anything, up into the higher heart, into the throat. Okay, I'll talk about that more in a minute. So, what you're looking for this month, what you may be experiencing, and what you can work with, because as always, it's free will, your choice, is allowing an abundant mindset and a more expansive viewpoint as you support your soul path work. And you'll be able to do that more as you go forward. That you'll be clear on your soul needs, on your needs overall, and that you'll be able to act with more heartfelt decisiveness. Okay, also having more inner harmony and positivity to move forward. So, with that activation of that 10th gold star chakra, we are going to be experiencing that advanced purifying of the heart. So, spiraling up, up, up into that infinite flow of creation. And this is the next stage that's required as we close the door on this cycle, as we close the door to the old earth paradigm, and then we continue to open up to new beginnings in our lives and in the new earth era. As we finish up 2025, our energy signature and our heart are going to increase in vibrational alignment with the cosmic heart. So, the cosmic heart is an interconnectedness. It's a pulsating, it's a central life force all together in the universe. It embodies love, it embodies truth, it embodies consciousness. And it represents the unity of all existence, the source of creation, and the balance between the divine and us as human beings. So when we connect to the cosmic heart through our heart chakra, this really allows us to resonate with a deeper, higher vibrational love of the self and opens us up to the infinite flow of abundance. So as we move into this more luminous, reciprocal vibration, okay, it refers to that alignment with unlimited, continuous, and balanced energy in the universe. Okay, reciprocity, all that is divine creation. It signifies the soul's connection to eternal existence and to the boundless potential for personal growth and abundance in all aspects of life. So, infinite flow inspires the belief in one's own unlimited potential and new opportunities as a result. Okay, it really encourages us to push beyond self imposed limitations. The universe it tends to tap us on the shoulder. And if we don't listen, then it gives us a little nudge. And if we really don't listen, then we tend to get slapped upside the head. So this is where we're again being encouraged to push beyond self-imposed limitations and really embrace that mindset of abundance instead of lack and scarcity, which is the old paradigm. So being in this flow is to practice surrender. Okay, that's a part of what you'll be working with, and non-resistance as you move to this next stage of your life. Okay, aligning with life's natural rhythms, flowing with it, okay, accepting it rather than forcing the outcome or wishing for something else. So embracing this no control, taking inspired action, and then releasing the outcome. That's how we work with the universe, as well as knowing what spiritual laws we're working with, for example. And those of you that use my monthly box subscription, then we talk about those spiritual laws each month in the box so that you can align with those natural rhythms much more easily. This also means as we move into that flow. So being in the flow is about trusting that the universe provides what's needed when it's needed. So that gets us out of that old paradigm again of lack and scarcity. So moving into more abundance, knowing we are going to get what we need. So as we embody these spiritual lessons this month, we learn then that life is not a series of endpoints. Okay. It's a perpetual journey of transformation, of growth and self-improvement. Okay? Instead of goals, really. So it's about self-mastery, right? This is this new paradigm and releasing the victim archetype within us and taking full accountability, full responsibility for our thoughts, our words, and our actions. So as we close up this year, we're learning this, right? And we're completing this very intense period of transformation and transmutation that we've gone through this year of the wood snake. And the 4 archetypes that we worked with this year: the lover, the magical child, the compassionate innocent, and the wise advocate. So as we end this, there is a new beginning, because with every ending, there is a new beginning. So as we move into this higher vibration through the heart and into 2026, which is new beginnings, and it's a 1 year in numerology. It's the year of the fire horse. And the 4 new archetypes we're going to be embodying next year are really going to help us to create our life. And I'll speak about this in my January update and in my upcoming archetypal forecast, which will be out in December. I tried to get it out in November, but the universe had other plans. So plant and crystal allies for December, there's 1 of each that you can work with, and these will help you with your sense of consciousness and moving up into the sense of self-mastery. Lovage. So it's a herb that I grow in my garden. It looks and tastes like celery. It's kind of a spicy type of celery, and it has a lot of diuretic and anti-inflammatory properties. I also use it as a digestive aid, but you can use it in your food. It's very potent, and you can use every part of the plant. So the leaves, the stems, the roots, and the seeds, they're all edible. Now, psychospiritually, lovage is about feminine attunement. It's about heart stirring, and it's about receptive strength. So this is what part of this being in the flow is about, is receptive strength. Those are part of your keywords this month. So lovage really has the ability to remove any of those blocks in the heart. So that's what we're going to be working on as we go through this purification, bringing in a deeper sense of attunement to the cosmic heart energy and the divine feminine, which will continue to come in very strongly as we go through the age of Aquarius. And this will then allow you, as you work through this, to tune into the many aspects of love and play and joy and fall in love with your life again, to really enjoy life, no matter where you're at and no matter what you're going through, more and more as you work with this sense of self-mastery and tuning into the cosmic heart. So at the highest vibrational level, there becomes this increased understanding of feminine as creation energy. Okay, so this is about receptivity, as I said. It's about more sensitivity coming on for you, more intuition for you, more inner wisdom, more creativity. There's more of that that's going to come on for you. The brain's shifting quite a bit, so we'll bring that in more and live through that heart more. It brings in all of that, plus more playfulness, plus more nurturing, compassion, flow, adaptability, connection to everything around us, collaboration, co-creation, and really embodying this sense of sensuality, not sensuality, but senses as presence and being. So lovage is really wonderful as a plant ally with its plant spirit energy to bring that in for us and support us that way. It also helps reduce, therefore, stress and fatigue and depression and anxiety and melancholy feelings, okay, to really help you make more continual progress in a positive direction. So that's what we're looking for this month. So one step at a time, really allowing and inviting growth, okay, taking action even if you're fearful. So moving forward despite fear, okay? Because we're going to be called out of our comfort zone more. And also helping you feel a little more certain when you're having a difficult time in the direction that you need to take. It'll help you with more receptive strength, more joyful confidence. So that's what lovage can help you with this month. So you can work with that plant ally. I have it as a lovage essence this month in my monthly Ascension box and as a monthly special. And I made it from my garden. So I hope you enjoy that. For those of you that are getting the monthly Ascension box, I'd love to hear from you how that's helped you. And the other ally you can work with this month as a crystal is aquamarine. And I have a beautiful aquamarine here. That's one of these ones that will be in the box. And it's about creative expression. It inspires and improves the flow of creativity and artistic expression. So really gets that second chakra going, that throat chakra. We have a lot of that creative energy, that high heart when we're tapping into cosmic creation and the cosmic heart to bring in our heart's desire as we move forward, and our service, what we're really called and feel called to do as we move forward. So it helps to reduce fear and anxiety from expressing yourself, more of that authentic self. So that's what we're going to be asked this month is, and this aquamarine is more like the stone of courage, okay? And really enhances that inner strength and serving others, but also having a soft resilience. And with that empowerment that comes that sense of not all power comes from force. And we're learning that as we move into this new type of living through this age of Aquarius and just yielding and really being in that resilient vitality of life. Okay. And that all aligns with the water element. And it is the water cycle of creation this month. So it goes very well with that water cycle. So you can work with both lovage and aquamarine this month to support you on your journey. Now, recommended vibrational products this month that I have for you, as always, I have some wonderful products that I've made, and the Gold Star Chakra Essence is one of those. So as I said, it really supports you to have an expansive template and a remembrance, because we remember this. This is all about a remembering for being in the infinite flow of life and not being separate from anything. That's one of our biggest wounds, or is the biggest wound in humanity, is feeling separate, that sense of separation. So we're moving more into that sense of oneness through this whole new way of living, as I said, this age of Aquarius. So the Gold Star Chakra Essence I have for you. And as well, I have the 4 archetypes. You can work with those in an elixir and or essence version. So the lover, the magical child, the compassionate innocent, and the wise advocate. And also, I mentioned my lovage essence. So that really helps bring you into deeper attunement with that cosmic heart and the divine feminine. And I have my water element essence as well for you. And this month, I also have a solstice herbal burning bundle. Now, you'll get that as well in the monthly box. But for those of you that want it just separately, I also have that for you if you want to release what is no longer in alignment, to embrace your 2026 intentions. And it comes with instructions, just how you can support yourself and burn that bundle at the end of the year during the solstice. Okay, physical and psychospiritual symptoms. Now, the positive symptoms you may have this month as you work through your ascension journey: heartfelt spiritual courage, okay, more courage and confidence, more feeling harmony within yourself and positivity, feeling more abundant, feeling more creative. In the flow mindset, you might want to do more creative things. You might find that our creativity is really going to be sparked starting now in December and moving into 2026. Next year is a very creative energy year. Okay, you may have a greater connection to all that is. Universal consciousness may really feel you're connected and in that flow, as I said. Have more greater confidence and clarity. Okay, releasing what's no longer in alignment for yourself. So that may happen more as we go through this advanced purification, more physically, more mentally, more emotionally. Okay, you may be wanting to clear clutter in your home. You may need to rethink your mindset around things. Okay, again, really releasing a mindset that does not serve you anymore. Completion of a cycle. Now, we are completing karmic patterning, but we're also coming to the end of a cycle. You may feel you're coming to the end of the phase of your life, part of your journey, and moving into a new one. And it is, next year is a new beginning year. You may have a deeper desire to serve because as you're coming into more balance, and that's what we're finding in December, again, reciprocity, right? That flow, more balance, okay? Then you can serve better, meaning you can be out there and help and do things that make you feel really good and use your talents. You may have more connection to heart-based decisions, as I said, and desires. So, and feeling stronger, connected more to your inner essence. Have awareness even more of your healthy emotional boundaries, where you want to set boundaries with people. If you are being poked at in certain ways or triggered or have anxiety, it's a signal that you need to make some changes. Okay? More wholeness within you might find this month. Greater resolve, okay? Balanced emotional intensity. So more and more as we go through self-mastery, we're learning to have more balanced emotional intensity. Okay, so the higher mind's going to kick in a little bit more this month. You're going to have more self-acceptance, more unconditional love for yourself and others. You may have more forgiveness, and you might even feel like you want to play more, you want more joy, okay, that you have heart-centered purpose and spirituality, and that your relationships are getting better. They're getting healthier and interdependent, not codependent. So shadow symptoms. So where the underbelly comes in, and we have to take a look and have more self-mastery in these areas, and just how the body is releasing as we go through this, you may have more waves of grief or anger. Not that they're bad, it's just that's part of what's going to be happening. You may have more frustration or be crabby. Again, crabbiness, irritation is a sign that something needs to change. You may need to look at your boundaries. You may need more self-care. Okay, if you have a lack or scarcity mindset and your bank account, for example, reflects that, take a look at where you need to work with that mindset. How do you tweak that? How do you become more positive? Work with any emotional heart blockages. If you're not wanting to be around people, if you're feeling like you don't want to engage with people, you may need to work through some emotional stuff. Okay, if you feel unmotivated, exhaustion, fatigue, you may need some self-care. Procrastination, that might be something else you're going through this month. And anxiety. Now, anxiety seems to be on the rise. We've had a lot of mental health issues increasing over the last few years, but anxiety is one that's happening quite a bit. And I want to go into more of the spiritual perspective. I don't want to deflate the severity of anxiety. Some people, it's so crippling they can't function. Then you really need to get support. But anxiety on a spiritual level can really be interpreted as a signal that you need to make changes. Okay, somewhere, somehow. And it's a call to connect more deeply with your authentic self. You're still conforming in some way. And it can be also that sign of a real spiritual or emotional disconnect. So you need to get more into your emotional processing or more into your spiritual sense. of self. So all of these are things you can work with. Anxiety also can be a sign of a lack of trust in a higher power or a response to an imbalance, as I said. So you can do things like prayer and meditation and cultivating gratitude, but sometimes it can get beyond that where you just can't deal with it. Anxiety is not something that we should ignore. That's my point. It also can be a sign of unresolved trauma and a sign that you're out of alignment with your soul purpose. So all of those things, anxiety can encompass all of that. That's why anxiety is really just a symptom. There's so many things underneath anxiety. So work with your anxiety to get at the root of it. It may mean that you just need to let go of control and to trust more, as I said. So that's part of that, not believing in a higher power that is supporting you. But overall, anxiety to me is a wake-up call. Okay, it is a signal to break free and live a more authentic life. So work with your anxiety, no matter how you need to do that, but figure out why you have the anxiety. That is important. And a big part of what we can do and are going to need to do as we continue to move forward in this ascension process is we need to have more faith. We need to tap into that sense of oneness and not feel separate. And that we are in the flow and that we trust. Again, we need to move into all of that. That's what this month is about. So anxiety may be heightening for you, may have through October, November, even September until now. And it's because we're being asked to go into this sense of soul expansion, which is about connecting. It's a wake-up call. It's about moving into a greater sense of yourself and a greater sense of reality. So get help where you need on that. Again, you can do things like deep breathing. You can have gratitude, connecting to nature. That's a big one for me that releases a lot of anxiety for me and really lowers anxiety and fosters that sense of inner peace and connection. So work with your anxiety instead of dumbing it down. A lot of people don't want to deal with it, so they medicate it. And again, I'm not saying you can't use medication, but I'm saying you need to get at the root of what anxiety is about for you. And that will help you. It'll really improve your sense of why you're here. Okay? So I encourage you not to ignore it, but to work with it and seek help where you need to. Now, back to the shadow symptoms. You may need more sleep. You may be in self-sabotage. You may have emotional intensity that's not balanced. We're going to have still digestive issues or stress, tension issues. That's with that anxiety coming up, tension in that solar plexus, neck, all up in here, because all of this area is shifting, right? Shifting. You may find that you are clearing a lot down in the lower chakras as well this month, the first, second, third, okay? Still. And you may be resisting change in your life. You may have control issues and worry and resentment and low self-esteem. So you're not following through when you need to, taking inspired action. So again, work with that. You may have more inflammation and headaches as well. Again, all of those ascension symptoms. Sleep has been interrupted quite a bit in the last few months. There has been this needing to, through all of this, we're being asked to listen to our heart and our soul needs. The universe is poking at us, and it can't be just business as usual. You're going to find the universe will still continue to tap, tap, tap until you take notice. So I have a lot more of those symptoms in my written update for you and on my website under Ascension Updates. So take a look there. But overall, again, we're still going to be in that heart, the arms, the hands, the lung, the chest, right up to that thymus gland, which is right here. It's part of the immune system, so that affects our immunity, which is also the subconscious and also known as the higher heart. Okay, the throat is starting to be very affected. And the zeal point chakra, which is also the ascension chakra. Now, why is it more? Because next year is a throat year. This year was a heart year. Next year's a throat year, fifth chakra year. Okay. And as well, again, your digestion will still be off, so you'll have to work with that. If you have any concerns about your health and wellness, please consult your health practitioner immediately. This is all of the things that I work with clients on. So if you need support and you feel called to work with me, you can do that. Otherwise, please find those that can support you on your ascension journey when you need it. Okay, finally, cosmic dates. So some very wonderful cosmic energies coming through this month to support us. And December 4th, we start with a super full moon in Gemini. Now, these are all in Pacific Standard Time, these cosmic dates. Now, with this super full moon, you may want to disassociate because the energies might be very intense as we go through this advanced purification. And it's Christmas time and everybody wants to just get on with it. Well, this is a great time to actually slow down and simplify, to find more balance this month, to deal with any anxiety or emotions that come up. But you may, as you come up to the super full moon, you may want to push that away and push down the anxiety and push down the emotions and the mind gremlins. You may want out of your inner processing. I really encourage you not to do that, to lean into your emotions, to not try to escape, or at least stay in as much as you can, and then find periods where you get out of it if you need to really voice your feelings and not suppress them. Okay, journal your feelings to really connect. So this super full moon in Gemini really supports us to connect more to the heart, to that higher heart and that cosmic heart. Okay, that's when it's really going to start to amp up. And as I said, we may have more cosmic activity in the form of solar flares, etc. So that's going to push that. Now, December 9th to December 12th, we have a really big gateway. That's 4 days. It's very powerful. And when we start with the 1299, this is where we're asked to really keep the faith, to have more hope, to dig into that, to keep our thoughts very positive, work with your self-mastery, ask for motivation from the universe, ask for clarity, and ask for direction if you need it moving forward. And as we move through that gateway to the 1212 gateway, this is where we're going to be aided with a higher sense of that spiritual self, a higher sense of ourself overall. And this is where that energy comes in that brings in new beginnings and alignment and more balance, more spiritual maturity. We're being asked to have more spiritual maturity through that gateway, more inner wisdom. And you also may be seeing a lot of increased synchronicities during that time. So pay attention for things like angel numbers to guide you, or signs from nature. Okay, so just in general, be really aware as you're going through that 4 days in particular. It's really going to be a time when we have heightened intuition, okay, and increased synchronicities, as I said, and a chance to really manifest, okay, the next steps for our future. So take a look at that. Hold that vision for your life. Really important. No matter what's going on, keep holding the vision, right? Even when you can't see the details. So that gateway, those 4 days are very, very powerful. Then December 13th and 14th, we have the Geminids meteor shower at peaks. So that always brings in more illumination to support us. And then December 19th, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, that energy is always very optimistic and it's a fresh start. It's a beautiful new moon that we're going to have this month. And then we have December 21st, the solstice, which brings in more balance, more light. And for those of us, particularly in this northern part of the planet, we go into more light, light returns. And then December 21st, 22nd, the Ursid meteor shower peaks. So thank you so much for watching this video. As this year closes off and you connect more with the cosmic heart, I hope you can find gratitude for the experiences of the year. I know this was a really tough inner transformational year. It was very challenging. I hope you can find that all things work together for your growth and it's working through you and for you, that you can find the time for introspection to really release what no longer serves you and find more balance and forgive yourself and others, that you can prepare for your future by really strengthening that spiritual foundation as you go forward and commit to yourself, to your self-mastery, your authenticity, to really being consistent with your self-care, looking after yourself, your compassion for yourself. May that grow for you more and more as you move into 2026 and close off this year. May you focus on hope and remembering that even in these challenging and chaotic times, that faith will support you And you can trust that all is unfolding as it should for you. And may you find a renewed sense of purpose, a deep trust in the universe, and commitment to living a life filled with love and faith and co-creative service to others. Many blessings to you, and I will see you in 2026.